Okay, we have a lot of friends online, so I'm going to go there. Arabelle, she's asking a question in French. Last time you recommended for me to conduct an investigation. I'm not too good at it. My problem is the first argument you use. If my consciousness is that which is hearing these words in this moment, and if it is unlimited, why is it not possible for me to perceive the wall which is behind me? If I take your question, why can't I perceive, for instance, the wall behind me? What is important is to be clear about what we mean by I. If by I you mean the body-mind doesn't perceive the wall behind you because you don't have eyes behind your head. That's a very simple answer to that. But the assumption you make implicitly is that you, I, consciousness, are the body-mind. How do you know this? You see, that's the entire point. You are identifying I, that which you are, consciousness. In other words, the reality that does the perceiving, the reality that does the perceiving, you are identifying it with the mind, with the body-mind, which is, for instance, let's place ourselves in a materialist perspective. There is only matter. There is a wall behind you which is made of matter. And there is a body-mind, there is a body which is made of matter. And this specific chunk of matter is not perceiving the other chunk of matter, right? Let's say your neighbor facing you is another chunk of matter, and this chunk of matter here, because it is facing you, is seeing the wall which is behind you. So we have three chunks of matter, right? It's all matter. The reality of each of these chunks is matter. So what is happening in this case? It is this reality, because that's which truly perceives, perceiving itself. It is not a chunk of matter perceiving another chunk of matter, and one chunk of matter not perceiving this other chunk of matter. It is reality, the reality of these three chunks of matter, perceiving itself. It is a matter of matter perceiving matter. So matter is always perceiving matter in this option in which everything is matter. And I have nothing against this option, because then I will say everything is matter. I don't know really what matter is, right? Matter is that which is the reality of everything. So I am an absolute materialist when I say that, which is fine. Matter is the reality of everything, and therefore it is this reality that perceives. In other words, it is in each perceiving chunk of matter, it is matter that perceives other chunks of matter. As I said, it's a matter of matter perceiving itself. So then, you cannot make the statement that you, as matter, are not perceiving the world behind you. Now, if you instead of identifying with matter, you identify with this specific chunk of matter, then you are right to make the statement, I, as this chunk of matter, am not perceiving this other chunk of matter, that chunk of matter behind me. But I, as the reality of all chunk of matters, and therefore as that which really perceives, because only that which is real can perceive. Remember that. Something which is not real cannot really perceive. So as the matter which is the reality of all chunks of matter, or whatever the reality of matter is, I am that which perceives. The rest is just part of a chain of perception. And then there are many chains of perception, and the information which is transmitted by these chains of perception varies. It's not the same. It's not that all channels on your TV give you the same program. It would be boring. So I hope I have given you food for thought on this one. But thank you for your question.